morning. I literally woke up about 5 minutes ago, so I probably look like crap. But I just wanted to get out and do some sort of exercise. Quite hazy today, still very windy as it was yesterday. Not quite as hot yet, as it's almost certainly going to get as the day goes on. But looking forward to a good day at the track. Having said it's cooler than it will be later on, it's still very hot to be running in. Right. This is where we are in Bahrain, on the edge of the waterfront. Of course, the city, as I said in the video the other day, is quite a busy, built-up city of Manama. The circuit is somewhere away from here, out in the midst of nowhere, in the desert, essentially. So it is nice to come back here each evening, to be able to go to the restaurants and the nicer hotels and that kind of thing. I just have somewhere nice to run. The desert obviously is pretty spectacular when you get out there if it's not your normal environment, so it still fascinates me. I love to get out and about around there when I can, but this is nice. Last year, on the day after the race, we managed to take one of these big boats out, a little group of us, me and Crofty and a few others, chartered a boat for the day and went off to some island. I mean, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes out into the sea. This little deserted sand spit or small island. It was absolutely brilliant. We had a great day out there. So we're just trying to think of something cool to do on Monday of this week, or next week rather, after tomorrow's race, because we also have a bit of time before we go off to China on Tuesday. Anyway, let's talk quickly about one of the things that I found really interesting yesterday from FP2 was that Ferrari, I don't know if anyone spotted it, but Ferrari had a pit stop failure on Kimi Raikkonen's car. They came into the pits at towards the end of the session, did a practice pit stop on Kimi's car and had a failure, cross-threaded wheel nut on the right front, which forced Kimi to stop out on track. That's exactly the same hardware, the same technology that the Haas team use on their car, which had those two problems back in Australia. Ferrari and Haas have an inherent pit stop problem, which could cost them a race. That's genuine. I was talking to the Haas guys yesterday, and when they'd had their failures in Australia, because they buy the kit from Ferrari, they can't change it, they can't manufacture their own, they're buying parts off the shelf. So they rely on Ferrari then to make a modification if they see something's wrong. But Ferrari hadn't had a problem at that point. And so they were never going to make any changes to it because they didn't see the need to. Now Ferrari have had an issue. It may well benefit both them and the Haas team, because they will have to have a look at making some kind of modifications or redesign of the hub, the wheel nut and the way that they interact with each other. So that's one to watch. But for this weekend, Ferrari are pretty much stuck with what they've got. And that is going to mean that their pit stops could be a risk area for them. Or they have to compromise the pit stop time to double and triple check that everything's on right before they release the car. Definitely one to watch. That is our hotel, just over there. This was a stupid idea, coming running in this heat. So I'm off for breakfast before going to the track. Short sort of bonus video today before I go. I'll do another one when I get back tonight. It's looking like it should be a good race tomorrow. The pace at the front looks strong in race pace between Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull. We're yet to see the outright performance of the Mercedes because we don't believe that they used the high power modes in FP2 yesterday, which Ferrari definitely did. So that will be an interesting one. I think when they crank it up today, will probably Lewis and Mercedes dominate, but let's see.